Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for June 4th, 2025. We're going to be doing another fantasy football draft. Luckily, I have someone with me this time, so I don't have to talk for 2 hours in a row like Saturday, which it was fun, but by the end, my throat was a little scratchy, so this one should be smoother. So before we get into everything and introduce our co-host for tonight, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As you can see here, I am wearing a Walter Football t-shirt from the merch store. It is our brown shirt and one of my favorites. I'd say probably like the third most fanciest shirt I own. So you can go here at the merch store via the link in the description. We have 15% off. And you might be thinking like, wait, where's that brown shirt? That looks so fancy, but I can't get it. Actually, you can go to any shirt, change the color. We have a lot of options. We have mugs too. We have our famous apron. So buying any of this stuff would be helpful. 15% off, pretty good too. Going to Amazon, buy my books, that would help as well. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people I saw at Penn State for 6 years. And this might be the best book ever because we have a 5 out of 5 rating. Granted, only 2 people have rated it, but still, it's a perfect score. So a perfect book to buy and help support the show. Also, the best way to do it is super chats, super stickers. That really is the best way. YouTube ads pay nothing. Kenny confirmed it. It is quite sad. So we make most of our money here via super chats, super stickers, mostly from John Sanders, Slew, and then before that, Janon, Kim Making Eagle, the boss, Armac, K-Mac, and Evan Daniel, of course, who helped us out in the draft. So, guys, I can't say enough. Like, it really means so much that you guys contribute and stuff. We have an hour. We have a minute 40 left to this draft. That'll be a long episode. All right, we're joined by Butters. Butters, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Actually, based on your shirts and everything, do you have polo options?
Maybe. I know you can switch to like long sleeve and maybe hoodie. I don't know if polo's available, but that's a good idea. I might consider adding some polos. I wanted to add some more stuff during the summer, and now that I'm done writing up all my season previews, I think I'm going to get into that. So that's a good
suggestion. I feel like I wear more golf shirts than I do anything else. So that would
really?
Perfect for me.
Okay, that's a good idea. Actually, I will look into that this week at some point and add some stuff. I did want to add some stuff anyway. So we have 50 seconds. You want to intro yourself real fast before this begins?
Well, I'm Butters. If you haven't seen from me before, I'm kind of more of the golf guy. I know our other golf guy, Nuggets, he unexpectedly couldn't make it here tonight with a sick kid. So that's understandable. So, but we'll do the best we can with just the 2 of us here. I've got some ideas here now. We know the Madden curse, if that's even a thing anymore, because it seems like the Madden curse might actually be broken because we had Josh Allen win the MVP. So you never know. I think maybe we kind of made a turn with that.
Yeah, I think Madden curse is over personally. I don't even know if it was ever a thing, but like it was a fun thing to talk about. But yeah, the draft is beginning now, and yeah, hopefully Nuggets' kids are recover soon. I know all about that. My kids were both sick last week, and in fact, I had to take both my kids to the hospital on Thursday.
No.
So my daughter, my daughter was like 102 for 48 hours. My son was on 101. So nothing like too serious. But then on Thursday afternoon, my daughter spiked to 104.5 and my son spiked to like 103.5. And so I was like, I have to take my daughter, and my wife was like, all right, let's just take both kids. So it turned out to be an ear infection. So
those are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like nothing serious, but anytime you go to 104.5, it's scary. So, they don't have temperatures anymore, luckily. So we are in the clear. So who do you want to take here? We have Gibbs, Lamb, Genty, Brown, St. Brown, Nakua, Neighbors. Who are you thinking here are the top 4 guys?
Well, let's see. Is there anyone that you haven't really drafted with much yet, and maybe we can kind of build around? Like, have you been avoiding Genty? Have you been drafting him? Like, I almost feel like Gibbs might be a sucker pick now based on their offensive line. So I might actually want to go with Genty here.
Okay, let's do it. I haven't drafted Genty at all. This is the first time we're going to do it. So Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, it'll be fun to have one team with Gentry. I really am not a fan of Gentry in the first round, just because his role is unknown right now. Rookies, I think, are overdrafted, and I suspect like by the end of the year he's gonna be handling the workload. But like to start the year, it wasn't too long ago. The pick before me, Bijan Robinson, was even more highly touted than Gentry, and he shared the workload with Tyler Algier. And in the same draft, the pick after me, Gibbs, he shared the workload with Montgomery, and he still is doing so. So I don't. I want a guy in the first round. I want a guy who's going to handle the full workload. I consider it CeeDee Lamb. That's like another guy I haven't drafted yet, so I could have taken him, but it's fine though. First round's complete. Does like anyone stand out here? It feels like a normal first round. I think we had the worst pick in the first round, to be honest. But what do you think about?
Like Sage Brown is a little bit low, but I'm just kind of thinking lately, especially with the news of Frank Ragnow, and just the offensive line and everything going on, and with Detroit, you saying they're an overrated team and everything, it almost makes me kind of think like, what if Gibbs and St. Brown? What if they are just kind of just busts this year, just based on like, I mean, you need a team with an offensive line.
No, I completely agree. I'm way down. I was already down on the Lions. I posted a short video recently of my top 3 most overrated teams in the NFL. The Lions are number 2, and that was before the Frank Ragnow retirement. So it's pretty rough times for Detroit. Brian Thomas Jr. fell to 205. Why does it feel like whenever I have like the 11th pick or 10th pick, I'm always hoping for Brian Thomas at like 202, 203. I never get him, like ever. And like when I don't have those picks, when I have early picks, he falls to like 205, 206. I'm so jealous of these people.
Now, have you
drafted
a Brian Thompson, or basically a Jaguar stack? Have you done that yet?
I think I did once, not as much as I wanted to. I've done like 55 drafts already. All right, we're up. There's Drake London, Jonathan Taylor, Bucky Irving. We need to Gentry's week 8 bye. So what are you thinking here?
What if we go double running back with Josh Jacobs?
Okay, I usually don't do that. So going with the theme of stuff we haven't done, that makes sense. I love Josh Jacobs. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of that. I know you're.
I can't see him coming back. I can't see him coming back around. So I mean, it's definitely pick him now or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's very unlikely to fall back at 3 or 5. Mike says, Walt signed my college years book. Now I'm wondering if it was auto-penned. Uh-oh. Maybe if I was senile, and I said weird things like true not to stop under pressure, bad at calf care, or next now Russin, I think you could maybe be suspicious that I auto-penned it, but I assure you I did not. There was Elizabeth Warren did not sign my book for me, or sign your book for me. Will there be an auto-pen shirt? I have to think of something funny with that.
I was just thinking about that too.
Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for that, I did think of that as a possibility. I did think of something with like the massages with like Deshaun Watson, Justin Tucker. I have a shirt in mind for that. I haven't done it yet, but I think it's a funny shirt you guys will like. And I have some other ideas too. So
do you have any ideas? Like, do you have anything for like Aaron Rodgers with, I still think he's going to go with the Steelers as well, but like anything with just like the normal, like, okay, what's he going to do? What's he not going to do? Those sorts of things. Or
yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but that could work too. I have to think of some ideas for that.
I know you had like a tweet earlier about, or I think you responded to a tweet or something about like, oh, he missed. Someone said like, oh, he missed OTAs. I'm like, he hasn't even been signed yet.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous. It was Joy Taylor, I think, the woman who slept with everyone allegedly. So yeah. Anyway, we're up with the next pick. We're up now.
I was going to say McLaurin right there if he was there. Crap.
Well, there's still for receivers, Garrett Wilson, Jackson with the Jigger, Rashi Rice. I like them. But who do you like here?
I think we definitely need a receiver in this case. We got two running backs here. So I would say, the talent there is Garrett Wilson. So
okay. All right, let's do it. I've been taking Jackson with the Jigger a lot, but staying with the theme of not doing stuff that we usually do. I think Garrett Wilson makes a lot of sense. I like him too. I think I like Jackson Smith and Jigba a little bit more, just because they're going to throw a lot in Seattle, whereas or at least the quarterback's going to throw a lot. Whereas the Jets,
are you expecting to max out the best ball by the start of the season?
Yeah, not just the $20, but I already maxed out one five max entry.
Okay.
So I'm gonna max out the 20 stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have like 300 drafts.
Because these are sometimes the ones that just randomly get there too, where it's like you may have a plan that let's say you put like 2/3 of a plan you were gonna do, and the rest you're just gonna go with like, okay, what's best available. And sometimes my best available is actually done much better than the plan you set yourself for.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, that happens a lot, where it's something you don't expect and it happens. I've done that. Like, I'd maxed out entries before. I used to do baseball a lot, just back in the day before COVID even. And like, I remember like one time I won a just GPP. It wasn't like that big a contest. It was like 5K to first, but I won a contest, and it was like a lineup. It was like a stack I didn't even like that much, and it won. It was like a Brewer stack or something. So you just never know. You're right about that. These picks in the second and third rounds, you can talk about them. Josh Allen went earlier than usual. He usually goes like late second, early third. I don't like him at 204 very much. This doesn't feel like much value. And this 54 Bravo guy is not going to have a good receiving core, which is problematic here because you have to start three receivers. And also flex.
I really like the start of this Chase 08-13 draft too. That looks really nice compared to what might go on.
I'm not a fan of stacking the running back and the receiver. I know people do that. I don't know. Not a huge proponent of that.
I get what he's doing. It was probably the best available at that point, but
yeah, I guess so. It just feels like there's negative correlation with those guys. I mean, Bijan does catch passes, but like it could happen. I don't know if like Atlanta's offense is that explosive where you want to stack Atlanta. If I draft Bijan, I'm probably not going to get to London, unless like it's third round and he falls to me there. Then I might take him there. But who else? So someone stood out. Marvin Harrison Jr. went 211. That's way earlier than usual. He usually goes like 311, not 211. So that was definitely a reach. And then Tyreek Hill 306. That's ridiculous. Like that Miami offense would be so bad. I have no interest in any of those players, especially an older receiver who relies on speed who might be in jail. It's like the trifecta that you don't want to touch. We're up in 2 picks. Any thoughts to what we're going to do here? It's best available: George Kittle, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Travis Hunter, Omarion Hampton, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Tyrone McMillan, Jameson Williams, et cetera, et cetera. Who are you thinking here?
We may want to go. Well,
it's pretty tough.
Yeah. Do we want to just go for a quarterback here and go Jalen Hurts, or do we want to?
I don't like. I mean, these receivers.
Maybe Devontae Smith going around, but
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like I'm not a fan of any of these 4th round receivers. And I like these 5th round receivers more. It's Sutton, Flowers, and Metcalf. And we're going to get them on the way back. But like these, like Travis Hunter, what's he doing around 4? It's ridiculous. These 80.
Unless we want to mix in, but let's go with the quarterback.
Yeah, let's go Hurts. I guess. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Like maybe this is kind of instructive on like why you shouldn't go double running back, because I would have been fine with Mixon there.
I mean, if the tush push doesn't get banned, I mean, that's a great pick for a 4th round.
Yeah, I mean, they voted no for it, so it's not going to be banned. Which I never understood why teams want to ban it. Just like if you think it's too good, just do it yourself.
Yeah.
I said this I think a week ago, where I was like, if I'm running an NFL team, I'm finding the guy who squats like 1,000 pounds, and just like line him up under center. Like, I don't even care if he knows what football is. I'm just gonna like line him up under center, have him do the tush push, and just convert it. Because like Jalen Hurts does that because he squats 600 pounds, 700 pounds. Like just find like the world record holder for squats and just have him do it.
I mean, even without the push, I mean, just the sneaks and everything, I think you can still get in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like these teams just do it themselves. Like it doesn't seem like that difficult to pull off.
Right.
Yeah,
I guess
Sutton.
now in this case, I wish we would have went Sutton, knowing what was going on. But what do you do?
Well, I mean, we're thinking Devontae Smith's going to come back to us, right? Because with this Jalen Hurts pick,
Right.
Zay Flowers goes another guy. Metcalf's still there too. So if it's Metcalf or Devontae Smith, I'm happy with it. Devontae Smith is available. Is that?
I think we take the opportunity to stack them there.
Yeah. Again, this is not something I usually do. Devontae Smith, I feel like he needs AJ Brown to go down to meet his full potential. But that could happen. And if you have a Brown injury and you have Smith and Hurts together, like that could win you this league. And you never know what happens when you make the playoffs. By the way, you're
also be. I mean, let's say if Saquon gets the Madden curse, I mean, okay, now that we've got Hurts, we've got Smith, we can probably pick up Goddard, probably late round.
Yeah. But something we need to keep in mind is that we can't draft any more receivers with week 9 buys because Wilson and Smith both have week 9 buys.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. Also, your favorite guy, Jalen Waddle, just went at 506, which is earlier than usual. Usually it goes like 603 ish. I reference you all the time when Waddle is picked. Like Butters calls him the pyramid scheme because that's it's a perfect description for him. just love that nickname or love that description that you have for Waddle. Perfect description.
Make a shirt out of it. Make a shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. Every time I mention, what do you
take the Office one where they're trying to like point out like what that is and just like put like him in like in the pictures and everything. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's funny. And every time I have a co-host on, and I'm like, oh, we have a co-host that comes on sometimes, Butters. He calls Jalen Waddle the pyramid scheme, and like the co-host we have on is like, wow, that's a perfect description for him. Jacoby Myers 509 is not something I've seen.
That is a reach.
Yeah, look, I've seen Myers go round 8. I like Myers round 8, and I don't mind him round 7. 509 is insane. I like this, and this round 3 team or sorry, pick 9 team is.
Oh my gosh, he's picking all the wide receivers. What is going on?
Yeah, look, I've done that before. I've gone sextuple receiver.
I mean, I get the strategy, but what you got to think at some point, like, what is your ceiling? Like, how are you going to get like? Sure, okay. Do you think you're just going to get to the next round, get double your money, and that's it?
Well, we'll see what he does. It looks weird. I have done this before. I have done 6 receivers in a row, never 7. And then I'm like done. I'm done with receivers until like the last round. The thinking here, hold on. Let's make our pick before I get into this. RJ Harvey's available round 6. I've not seen him here. I don't like him. I'm just saying that it's kind of weird to see him here. Running backs, there are a lot of them. Just
I would take Walker here, actually.
You think? Okay. Well, we already have week 8 bye guys at running backs. Okay, we just can't draft anymore.
Yeah, but I like their first round. Why can I not remember his name? I should remember his name. Their new center.
Oh, Gray Zabel, you mean?
Yeah, Gray Zabel. How do I not know him? Duh.
Yeah. So
unless you want, I guess Laporta. Oh, the Laporta got picked. That's interesting.
If you go receiver, I would consider Addison or Rome Odunze or one of those two. But maybe Odunze falls back to us as possible, or Chris Olave, or maybe Shakir. So yeah, we can go Walker here. I have, again, to go with the theme of not doing stuff we usually do. I have not drafted Walker. I've not drafted 3 running backs this early. I usually like to draft 2 in the first 8 rounds and then go after them hard in like rounds 11 through 15 to get the sleepers who are
he
going
does
to
have the same buy as Genty, but like what if Genty fails? It's like, okay, then you actually have another one. Yeah, I have another running back. Like, what if Genty becomes like the running back 2 for a while there? It's like, okay, well, at least we're getting some points on the ground, sort of thing.
Yeah, although if Gentry fails, they're probably not going to win this league. So, we just have to just hope that he succeeds. That's why, I feel like people can tend to get cute sometimes in the first round, like Christian McCaffrey at 108. That's like a cute.
That's a little cute.
It's like, okay, cool. Like maybe he'll get back to normal, but that's the upside is that he's going to be as good as these other guys. The downside is just way lower than everyone else. And I say this all the time, you can't win your draft in the first few rounds, but you can lose it. And that's like McCaffrey's like a losing pick. I feel the same way about the Detroit guys as well at this point. There's just too much downside to just take them. Yep. And I feel like the same way about Gentry, just because he has downside, he may not get all the work. Now you can counter that by saying, and we're going to be up soon. Pete Carroll's son, he's trying to get a head coaching job, and Pete Carroll, he's the run game coordinator, so he's going to try. Pete Carroll's going to try to get his son a job, and we're up right now.
I feel like if we don't pick Shakir here, he's going to get picked up by the guy that got Josh Allen. So I mean, that is an option there.
Yeah, do you like Ricky Pearsall more, or Jerry Jeudy? Those are the receivers. I don't want Diggs.
I like Shakir here. I think he's the true number one. I don't think Diggs is going to be the guy.
Okay. All right, we'll take Shakir.
We saw Diggs at Houston. He still didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, Diggs is he's not going to play till week 5. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Diggs is with the Patriots. I keep on remembering it. I remember when he was with Buffalo and also still did nothing.
Yeah, the second half of the year, he did nothing in his final year in Buffalo, which is weird because in the first half he was at a huge pace to have a great season. But as soon as the new coordinator took over, Joe Brady, he just kind of disappeared. And then he had a few good games in Houston, but then he tore his ACL, and then that was it for him. And now he's partying a boats. Not that I care too much about that, but it's kind of funny. And then he's recovering from torn ACL, and he's old. So another bad trifecta for a receiver. Cooper Kupp's 7th round. It usually goes 8th round, and I'd rate that pick. 7th round for Cooper Kupp's insane. Same thing with Diggs. He usually goes early 8th. He went 7 or 9 here. That is a horrible pick. Talk about picks that are going to lose your league. He's not going to play till week 5 at least. And by the way, let's see what this sextuple receiver guy does.
Yeah.
I doubt if he takes another receiver, that's dumb. I want to talk about the 6th receiver in a row strategy to start this, which I think is viable. Even though it looks weird, I think it's viable. Now, of course, you have to draft good receivers, and the problem is he took Deebo Samuel 512. Deebo Samuel's good in real life, but fantasy's kind of meh. I don't like that. Mike Evans is older. Here he goes running back. I think he's going to take Pacheco. This looks like a carbon copy of my draft, except for I drafted better receivers than he did. So Swift and Pacheco are the good picks for running back in the 7th and 8th round. So that's why you can do it. It's because you get good running backs here. Tyron Tracy's another one. Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones. There are good running back options available around 7 and 8. Where you could just load up on receiver, then take your running backs, and then take your quarterback. So you took Mayfield to pair with Evans, which is fine because Mayfield's not going to fall back to him. But now I worry what he's going to do at running back because I would have taken Pacheco or Tracy there. Matthew Golden I was considering him on the way back here. But no, I mean receiver is the thinnest position I think this year, and to load up on them is a good idea I think because by round 9, the end of round 9, early round 10, they disappear, they're all gone. Yeah. We only have 3 receivers. We really need another one.
I think Golden would have been a nice pick too, but we already got 1 rookie, so it's maybe just max 1 rookie per year or per draft or something, or unless it's a last round rookie pick as maybe a dart throw or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I mean, I generally don't draft rookies early. I have drafted a few late, starting round 10, 11, 12. You can load up on rookies then. I don't think it matters, but to take a lot of rookies early is just asking for trouble. I've highlighted the receivers here just because we need them. Tight end, nothing exciting. running back. We have 3 already, so we can pass on Pacheco. So there's Jaden Reed, Brandon Ike's gone. Michael Pittman Jr., we're up on the clock right now. Darno Mooney, Mika Buka, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris.
I might like Pittman over Reed, but
yeah. Let's look at the buys. Yeah, we're fine there. I like Pittman over Reed too. But like this is what I'm talking about. Like you have Pittman and Reed, and like once those guys are gone, like who are these bums? Like who are you getting here? Like the receivers have completely dried up.
Right.
So I will take Pittman and see what happens. We have some comments I wanted to read before we keep going here. Let's see. Cassandra says Walter football shirt in brown. Yeah, see, it looks good, doesn't it, Cassandra? It's awesome. Walt has AutoPen set up for the Redskins bets. Only way to keep up that pace. Well, most of the Redskins bets I made have been free bets on using no sweat bet tokens. And I'm done with the Redskins, by the way. I have not done with liking them. I just mean like I'm done betting them because I've fulfilled like all the bets I wanted to make. So now I'm on the Rams, and then once I'm done with the Rams, I'm going to go with the Vikings, and then when I'm done with the Vikings, I'm going to go with the Eagles, and then that'll be it. We'll probably get to the regular season by then. So that's my goal, is to just to have $50 in every exacta, at least for the site. In real life, I have $100 in each one, and I'm up in real life. I'm up to the Vikings already. So I'm working on Vikings Chiefs right now. I just finished Vikings Bills today because DraftKings had a deposit bonus. They had 25% for every $100 you deposit. So I was like, oh, let me just deposit everything and then withdraw a little later. It's like you have to like wait a little bit and then you withdraw and you're just fine. Let's see. Walt, will you sign my Visa working paper so I can drive an Uber? I'll make sure I don't sign in an AutoPen for that. And then so. Maybe Walt's wife runs everything through the AutoPen and Walt doesn't even know it. It's funny. It's funny you say that because my wife, she once gave me something to sign, and I was watching football. I'm like, whatever, I'll sign it. That was actually like a new license plate. My license plate is like Walt's or football, like missing a few vowels because that's too long. So she had me sign it, and I didn't even know I was signing it because I was just so busy watching football. We are up the best players available: Jonnu Smith, Jalen Warren, Tyler Warren, Andrews. I don't mind Andrews. We don't have tight end. We take quarterbacks here. What are you thinking here on the screen?
I mean,
14 seconds.
You could take Jalen Warren here, maybe.
That's our 4th running back. I'm okay with that.
Unless you want to go a tight end.
Yeah, we ran out of time. Mark Andrews.
Okay, yeah, Andrews is fine.
Yeah, I've said this. People are like, all right, stop talking about Mark Andrews. I've been talking about him a lot. Like, he had the worst game of his career in that playoff loss to Buffalo. He had 2 fumbles and that drop 2-point conversion. Like, if I'm Andrews, I'm waking up every morning and like just dreading life, just like wow, like I screwed up. I ruined my team's chances of going to the Super Bowl. I had the worst game of my career. Like, I feel like he's just going to be working super hard this offseason to redeem himself. And he's only 29. It's not like he's super old too. So I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Plus, remember, like last year, he started the year injured. Like he was not 100%. Like that one game likely went off. Like Andrews looked like he was running in quicksand. But then in the second half of the year, he did a lot better. So I think that he's going to have a great bounce back year. So I like Mark Andrews there.
He's still a focal point of that team. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, so our team, we have a quarterback, tight end. We have 3 running backs and 4 receivers. We have tied for the fewest receivers, I believe. Yes. It's slim pickings right now at receiver. There are a few I like late, but this is generally why I like to have like 5 receivers by the end of round 8 usually, and sometimes 6. It's just because like there are just no receiver options. Whereas like we just took Mark Andrews. There's David Njoku still available. Like there's still good tight ends. Jonnu Smith just went.
I'm still surprised Kraft hasn't been picked yet.
He usually goes like round 11, I think. So again, that just like strengthens my point. It's like you can get good tight ends late. You can get good quarterbacks here, like Purdy, Goff, Caleb Williams. Like these are good fantasy quarterbacks for round 9. Prescott. You can get or running backs like Tyron Tracy just went. Pacheco went a few 8 picks before our Mark Andrews pick. You can get like decent running backs here now. Like the running backs you're getting now are probably those handcuffs that I like. My point is that like the receiver is the thinnest position, and it's not even close. Like that's why I like to make sure I have 5 or 6 receivers, and that's why it's like mainly why I'm like it's okay to load up on receiver super early, is because like you make sure you're loaded at the thinnest position in the draft, and then you could draft like quality players here. Like this Hooks guy, he took his starting 10 and 9-12. I probably would have taken a second running back. Well, he did too with Najee Harris. Like Najee Harris RB2 is not exciting, but still, like it's better. Najee Harris here is better than any receiver we can get. Like he's a starting running back. Whereas like these receivers here, let's look at them. Like Rashad Bateman's is so mid. So Marvin Mims, like who knows? He might not do anything. Shaheed, there's no Derek Carr anymore. Luther Burden's a rookie. Christian Kirk's always injured. Jake Betch is just a rookie. Like who? There's no one exciting here. Like I don't even know what to do here. And so we're up now. We can ignore Scam Scatabo. What do you see here? I feel like we could use another quarterback, or anything really. What do you think?
Have you been drafting much with Herbert?
I've done a few Herbert drafts, not like super loaded on Herbert.
He's not a bad pick. That or Scatterbo, you're probably gonna draft here quick. You better go quick.
Yeah, we have 18 seconds.
So we do. I thought we had less than that.
Yeah.
I mean, Bateman is fine, maybe.
Yeah, well, we have Mark Andrews already. We have a week 7 bye receiver. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe if it comes around. Yeah, we're taking Herbert. So, yeah, we took Herbert second quarterback. You need 3 quarterbacks in this. Cam Scatabo went. I think that's one of the worst picks in this draft. So he's the third running back there. Like he's not. If he's RB2 there, it's okay. I can see it, but it's RB3. Like he has to pass 2 guys to be relevant. Like I don't understand. I think people just remember that Texas Arizona State game, and they're just excited to draft him. I think that's
good point.
Yeah, I think like round 15 makes sense for him. Like not round 10. Let's see. Yeah, Mike, he will sign it. Muhammad Hardle. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we could take Bateman on the way back. Like round 11 seems like less nauseating for Rashad Bateman. And again, like we do have Andrews. Unfortunately, we don't have a quarterback to pair with them, but I think it's okay. Just as long as we don't draft another week 7 bye receiver, I think it's fine. Although, like the receiver buys we have are 9-9, and then it's gonna be like 7, 11, and 7. Like it's like not great, but we still have to draft other receivers. We just have to make sure we're not drafting any week 7 or week 9 bye receivers.
Yeah, we don't really have any stacking much options anymore. It's this kind of actually seemed kind of a clean draft. Like some people were able to get a stack right away, but
yeah. So Bateman is still there. We can take him. We need a 5th receiver badly, so I don't mind him here. Like round 10, I think it was a little touch too early.
Do you think there's going to be a quarterback change in New Orleans? Like, are they just going to keep throwing it? I mean, you could do Rashid, but
Well, the problem with Rashid is like when you have a young quarterback. I'll just take Bateman. Like when we have a young quarterback, they lock in on the number 1 receiver. So like I think that hurts Shaheed the most.
Okay.
Unless Olave's traded, and if Olave's traded, then Shaheed's value goes through the roof, and I could see Olave getting traded. So if that happens, that's what you're hoping for.
Bateman has showed ceiling before too, because I mean, like, let's say I know you're not high on Derrick Henry. I mean, what if Derrick Henry goes down? I mean, what are they going to do? So it's like, okay, well then Lamar's just going to throw the ball.
Yeah, or get up to Justice Hill, who I've been drafting like round 16. I see your point. Like, yeah, they'd have to throw more for sure if Henry goes down. So we could take in Jake Betch though. Jack Betch. I keep calling him Jake Betch for some reason. Jack Betch. He could. It looks like he's gonna be the starting slot receiver with the Raiders. And then like we could take Geno Smith as our third quarterback and stack that way. I guess I don't know. But it's not like super exciting. Although our guest on Thursday, I don't want to announce it yet, just in case like he can't come on like last second. But one of his favorite sleepers is Jack Betch. So we could hear why he loves him so much. I do like him a bit. I'm not like crazy about him, but I think that he does have potential in PPR for sure because he could be the Raiders slot receiver. Like we saw what Hunter Renfrow did there before, and now they have a competent quarterback. First time since Derek Carr, I guess. Just because like the past couple of years they've had like Gardner Minshew and Aidan O'Connell, like just a bunch of bums. Like now they're gonna have like a good quarterback, like a functional passing offense. So. I like the Raiders offensive players more so than usual. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we do need a third quarterback still. And my favorite, good timing there. I said my favorite sleeper is still available. Isaac Orendo just went, so much for that. I mean, I don't think we like generally need sleeper running backs because we have 3 running backs already. So it's not like the worst. But I was about to say we need a third quarterback. And we still need receivers or any sleeper running backs. So we're up at the next pick. This is what's available: Trevor Lawrence, Isaiah Likely.
Goddard.
Yeah, we can take Goddard, I guess. I think it's fine. Let's see who's available at receiver. Or nothing. There's really nothing at receiver if you look at this. Like
I think Goddard for the sack because I could see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. If it's a sack, you're right. All right, let's take Goddard. So we have 2 tight ends. We need one more tight end. We take like Tyler Higbee or like.
I like Higbee. Yeah, Higbee would make a lot of sense because Herbert does like his tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, look, Higbee, it's like dropping to like round 18 for me, which is crazy. I think. What we need though is we need a third quarterback in this round, in round 13, because once round 13 ends, like all the viable starting quarterbacks are gone. And so you're going to be stuck with really just 2 quarterbacks. Yeah. And that's problematic in best ball because it's best ball, you can't pick anyone up. So if one of your quarterbacks goes down, you're only stuck with 1 if you only have 2. And then you have to worry about the bye, or if that quarterback goes down, then your team's just kaput with like 0 points at that position. So yeah, you need 3 quarterbacks, like 3 viable starting quarterbacks. So I've been drafting Cam Ward in round 13 a lot, but let's see who's available. It's Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Geno Smith, Cam Ward, Sam Darnold. So does anyone stick out to you? We have week 9 and week 12 buys for quarterbacks. So anyone's on the table. Anyone stand out to you here?
I mean, I guess Trevor Lawrence, but I mean, nothing really stands out. I might as well just wait.
But the problem is, like, by round 14, these guys will probably be gone.
Yeah, good point. I mean, we do have that we didn't take Jackson Smith this year, but that's right. No. Geno Smith doesn't work either. Yeah, we don't really have any stacking options with either of them either.
Yeah.
Oof. I'll go with whatever you want to do in this case.
Well, I think Lawrence is the best player available. It's either Lawrence or Cam Ward for me. Yeah. All right, let's go Trevor Lawrence. We both like him the most. Maybe we can get Brenton Strange or something.
I mean, if Brian Thomas Jr. and Hunter are going to go off, that means that Trevor Lawrence is chucking it.
Yeah, and I look, he hasn't had a good year in 2 years, but he's been injured. And he has a new head coach. I think Liam Cohen could get the most out of him like he did with Baker Mayfield last year. Mm-hmm. And he has a new receiver too, and Travis Hunter is really like 2 receiver ones potentially. And the offensive line is not bad. Like it could be better, but it's not bad. So I think he could have a really good year for sure. So I've seen him go earlier. I've seen him go like round 12 before. So this is it's a nice value here.
I mean, if you get like 1 or 2 weeks that he outperforms Herbert and Hurts, I'm like, okay, he did what we needed to do with the third quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he could when he with Jalen Hurts, he's probably going to be in our lineup most of the time. But it's sometimes he's going to have a down week if Barkley gets all the touchdowns or something. Then and also, I mean, like Lawrence can certainly have some spike weeks with those two receivers. So so Geno Smith's gone. We're looking at that quarterback. He's gone. Tank Bigsby, who's one of Kenny's favorite sleepers, it just went off at 13-10. So we only have 3 running backs. We need another one. And we need a receiver. So we're only looking at running back and receiver at this point because we can get a Higbee later. Tyler Algier, another one of my favorite sleepers. He went off the board at 13-11. So it's a good pick there. But by the way, team 12 is not having a good draft. Now, I defended him with the sextuple receivers, but then he did something stupid.
Bryce Young and Thielen. Ouch.
That's awful.
Oof.
But yeah, that's horrible. But he drafted 2 receivers in rounds 11 and 13. Like that's stupid. Like when you have 6 receivers already, like okay, you need a 7th at some point. You take one super late. But like Shaheed and Thielen with those great receivers, they're never going to crack that lineup. Maybe during the bye weeks or something, but they're never going to crack his lineup because he's so top heavy at receiver. So like why draft those guys there? It's just wasted picks. Whereas like he could strengthen running back depth or draft some sleeper running backs or round 11 take a better quarterback than Bryce Young. And by the way, all the quarterbacks are gone. So this is what I talk about. Like they just all disappear. And like if you look at like best quarterback available at this point, you have Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I guess you take Rodgers if you really want to at this point. Daniel Jones you can get much later. Like you don't know if he's going to play. But that's my point. Is like by the time you get to this part, like all the starting quarterbacks are gone. So you need to by round 13, if you're lucky, early round 14, get your 3 quarterbacks. So that's my suggestion there.
You know what? You know what you could have also done too?
Yeah. Well, we're up with the next pick, but so let's do that here before you get into that.
Okay. I have a last round pick for you.
Okay.
He goes off 1 week every single year. I think it's like every single season he has gone off just one game, and it's like, okay, if you have it, you're gonna get a bunch of points, and that's Jalen Daniels backup. Mariota. He goes off every single year, just out of nowhere, and just like, oh, okay, he scores like.
All right, we're up right now. Do you want to take Ray Davis or Alec Pierce?
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, okay. All right, so week 11 by receiver, we have 6 receivers, so getting a little more.
Pierce also has like 2 games per year too. Yeah, he just goes off.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're watching this for the first time, you're like, why would you draft Alec Pierce? You can't play him. It's like true in regular fantasy. You could never play Alec Pierce because he gets so many zeros. But like in best ball, all you need is like a 25-point performance and you're there. Like, and he does that like 3 times a year. Let's look at the stats last year. He had a 24, a 16, a 25, an 18, and a 27. So he scored 25 plus 24 and a half plus 3 times. That is fantastic. That's what you want out of your round 14 receiver. 3 times. If he does that 3 times a year, I'm thrilled in round 14.
Yep. And we got Packers. We got a Packers wide receiver that we can take too. That's like that could get there as well. So
you're referring to Dante Wicks?
Yes.
Well, I was higher on Wicks until they drafted Golden. I feel like he's just going to take those opportunities, But I guess that they're injuries.
Who's filling the void then for Christian Watson then?
I mean, Golden is.
Okay.
Golden is Watson's.
So even with that happening, Wicks is still on the field.
Yeah, but like Wicks would have his big games when those guys are injured. Like if Watson missed games, or if like Dobbs missed a game, or Reed, like what? Maybe not Reed because he's in the slot, but like one of those other guys, like he would usually go off. Like, all right, well we're up now. We can discuss that later because we can get him around 20. All right, so we need running backs. We only have 3. There's Kareem Hunt, Jalen Wright, Justice Hill, Will Shipley, Dylan Sampson. And that's probably it for viable players. Who are you looking at here?
Your probably best bet would be Kareem Hunt, just in case.
Well, he just went. So let's say your next choice.
Justice Hill. I mean, he's got it sticks with the Baltimore plan that we have.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that Baltimore plan had Lamar Jackson, but we have our Lamar Jackson-less Baltimore stack here. All right, I'm fine with taking.
Yeah, and he catches balls, so
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, in blowouts, he comes in and has good performances. So that is something else. That's why I like Will Shipley too. It's like what's his face? Kenneth Gainwell's gone, and like first of all, Shipley's going to handle some of the passing down work, and second, when it's a blowout, he's going to come in. And we saw that in the NFC Championship. Like he's super talented. He can like put on like a 60-yard touchdown in garbage time, and like it doesn't matter. Like fantasy, it doesn't matter if it's garbage time or what. Like that all points count equally. And they're going to be. And the Eagles are a great team, so they're going to blow teams out all the time. So you're going to see Shipley come on the field quite often in the fourth quarter and just go nuts. Plus, if Barkley goes down too, like if Barkley went down tomorrow for the year, and like Madden strikes again, like Shipley probably goes like round 4 or round 3, like, and so you're just getting like insane value there. That's why I like these guys, these handcuffs in like rounds 10 through 15 or 16, I guess. So you have like a couple of those quarterbacks went Shuck and Dart, Jalen Wright. I like same reason. Like Mostert's gone. It's the same thing as Shipley. Like Mostert's gone. He's now the RB2. There's a RB1 in front of him who's super talented, but Jalen, what's his name? Devon Achane is on much shakier grounds.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that Noel pick there because they were because draft during the draft. I mean, he was being comparable to Nico Hollins there, so it'd be just a plug and play player.
He's stuck behind Christian Kirk right now, but Kirk gets hurt a lot. So
right, that's what I was thinking there too.
Yeah, he could see time. Like right now, it's it's Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and Christian Kirk, and the 3 receiver sets. But if like all it takes is Kirk to go get injured, and he gets injured all the time. So Dylan Sampson goes. I'm holding out hope for Will Shipley to get to us because I would love to get him around 16, and it's another stacking option with the Eagles. So. Although can we take one with round 9 week bye? Yes, week 9 bye. Yeah, we can. Okay, let's highlight week. Will Shipley? We're up with the next pick. If Will Shipley's off the board, we're kind of screwed at running back. We only have 4. We need a 5th. All right, we're up. We can take Will Shipley. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. So
Lloyd is fine. I mean, Lloyd catches some balls too, so.
Yeah, it just feels like they have a lot of backup running backs in Green Bay, Like, I just don't know like who's going to get the ball.
But Lloyd was hurt last year.
Yeah, he was, but like is he going to see the ball over the other 2 guys that they have? What were their names? Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
There's just so many guys there. I just don't know. Maybe he's the guy, but I don't know. Maybe Emmanuel Wilson did well last year. So maybe I don't think like Lloyd is locked in as the RB2. Like I think that's going to be a competition that he might win or he might lose. You know what I mean? Like just don't know at this point. By the way, the Team 7 is cornering the market on these backup Denver running backs. And he also has RJ Harvey. He's like, I'm gonna make sure I have all the Denver usage here. Just really stupid because he just wasted 3. He wasted 2 picks and like one of them.
The one time that the 0.1% where Kansas City fails this year.
Yes. Right. No, it's really stupid on his part because like, and he has like week 12 buys all over the place for running back. Hampton, Harvey, and those 2 Denver backups. He has 4 running backs a week 12 bye. That is not a good recipe for victory. Like you have to have some conviction in your picks. Like if you take Harvey around 6, you have to believe that he's going to be the starting running back. Like why take these guys? I don't like drafting your own backups. I like drafting all other people's backups, but not my own. We can take Marshawn Lloyd if you want. We don't really need a 6th running back. We could use one. We need a 6th, 7th receiver. We could take a tight end. Bretton Strange is here. We can take him if you'd like.
I was even thinking Higbee.
What's his name? No, he got taken anyway. Higbee we can get on the way back. I've taken him round 18 a lot. So we could take Pat Bryant if you want. He's kind of interesting.
Do you think Keenan Allen's going to get signed somewhere?
I'm sure he will. Do you want to take him?
Wait
5 seconds. Yeah, Allen Bryant.
All right.
I was asking.
Nope.
All right. We end up with Marshawn Lloyd.
I don't hate it.
Marshawn Lloyd?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. That's funny. Anyway, so I feel like 30 seconds seems a lot, but then when you're on the clock, it goes 2 seconds. It's just like no time to make decisions at all. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, yeah, let's look at the rest of this week 7 pick 7 guy. He only has 5 receivers, which is problematic. Although Lamb Brown is a good start. Godwin is a huge question mark. Cooper Kupp's an even bigger question mark. Jane Higgins is okay. His quarterbacks are Bo Nix and Jordan Love. That's it. And then he has 4 tight ends. Wow, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. See how that works out. So he is Tucker Kraft, which we like, and then Kyle Pitts, Taysom Hill, who's torn ACL, and Terrence Ferguson. I don't know why you would draft 4 tight ends, unless your 4 tight ends some sleeper in round 20 or something. There's really no need to do that. That's it's excessive. He has 1 more receiver than tight end. That's crazy. Why would you do that? What's his receiving? Yeah, receiving core, 2 at the top, and then 2 injured guys and a rookie. It's looking pretty rough. I'm fairly confident that Team 7 is not winning. What's his name? It is the Moses Gun. So sorry, Moses Gun, if you're watching. We do not like your team. Sometimes people watch, and I'll get emails like, "Hey, I saw you talk about my team," and we had remember. Were you on when Kai the guy was he was drafting as we were drafting? Were you?
Yes.
Was that
Yes.
you? Yeah. That was hilarious. Where we sniped both of his tight ends, and he's like, "Yeah, you sniped my tight ends." He tries to type down the chat. It was pretty hilarious, but it doesn't happen a lot. It just happens sometimes. I talked about Pat Bryant before. I think he could win the receiver 2 job in Denver. He's Sean Payton loves his big receivers, and he has some potential. Could be the end zone guy there. He's like I said, he's huge. So round 17 seemed pretty good. That's why I brought him up at 1705. I just feel like he's pretty decent value there, and we needed a 7th receiver anyway. But yeah, I mean, look. Knock on wood, Higbee's still available. I actually ended up with him in the 19th round in one of these drafts. Just seems like I don't understand why he's going so late. That makes no sense to me. Stafford loves him. Okay, so we just need to worry about this guy taking Higbee, and then we're in the clear. I don't mind Keaton Mitchell here. I think that's we ragged on pick 7 guy. The gun guy, whatever his name was, but Keaton Mitchell, he's just so explosive. He can go the distance anytime he touches the ball. So I'm a fan of that, especially he's great in best ball. So we're up right now. Calvin Austin went. So we got Higbee.
Terrible pick.
Yeah, we got Higbee. Let's check buys.
I guess we could consider Freiermuth if we're assuming Rodgers does go to.
You like Freiermuth better than Higbee?
I think we could get both.
Well, we already have 2 tight ends. This would be a 3rd.
True.
You want Freiermuth?
Let's go with Freiermuth.
Okay. All right. Well, that sticks with the theme of not doing stuff that we usually don't do, because I don't have Freiermuth in too many leagues. He usually goes around 16, 17. I haven't seen him around 18, at least not off memory. But I usually get Higbee here, which kind of clashes with Freiermuth. So
I mean, if they're in disaster mode, he's probably going to be in going to be a focal point.
Oh, you know what? Why he's going late is because they've reopened talks to get Jonnu Smith. That's why he went this late. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So maybe yeah, that could ruin Freiermuth. But you think about it, like I think two tight ends could succeed there. I mean, like they're not going to go away from Freiermuth. He's super
No,
talented.
they're not.
And like they don't really have a true number two receiver. Like it's Roman Wilson at this point, unless they trade for someone. Or I heard they might sign Gabe Davis, which I actually drafted today in round 20. Just because like he has those, he's kind of like Alec Pierce, where he has those like 2 or 3 spike weeks a year and then does nothing. So that's round 20. I mean, if you get 2 weeks of 18 plus points, like that is a huge win, you know. So that's why I drafted him. But like, well, my point is that they don't have a true number 2 receiver, so they could operate in two tight end formations with Freiermuth and Johnny Smith, and that would work out pretty well. So, I wouldn't be too concerned about that for Freiermuth. So, by the way, Higbee's still there. We could take him for 4th tight end if you wanted, but we definitely need a 7th receiver. But yeah, we could take Higbee if you want.
We even have for wide receivers available.
Nothing.
We need the extra time.
Yeah, well, Wicks is here if you want him. We could go Higbee and Wicks in some order. Probably Higbee, then Wicks.
I still feel like Wicks, you're going to get like at max probably like 5-6 touchdowns. I don't hate it for a week for 19.
Okay, let's do it. Let's take Dontavian Wicks. So we've completed our team. We have one more pick, but I always say you need at least 3 quarterbacks, at least 3 tight ends, at least 6 running backs, and at least 7 receivers. So we can either draft our 7th running back or 8th receiver or a 4th tight end or a 4th quarterback. It's wide open for round
Unless
20.
You want to go Mariota.
I don't know, man. I guess like if Jane Daniels goes down, that could really work out. I guess like that. It could.
He is probably the best quarterback in a disaster scenario at that point.
Yeah.
Or you could figure out, or you could think that, well, no, because he's with the Giants now. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what else happens. I mean, you could get the NDSU quarterback from the Raiders in case what's his name goes down.
Yeah.
I
don't think he's going to be the quarterback though. Aidan O'Connell is probably still going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Tommy Millott you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play quarterback. He might play like wildcat snaps or something, but Huhang's saying that you can get Higbee in the 20th round, which I don't understand. But there you go. That's great. And he's saying that it's because people think Terrence Ferguson's going to start, which I would be shocked if that happens. I mean, there's a possibility it does, but I mean, just people forget what Higbee did in the playoffs last year. Like, forget how much Stafford loves him. Like, I don't see him being faded out of the offense this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. All right, so do you want to go with Mariota in round 20, or do you want to?
I mean, we saw last year they were doing design plays for him.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe they don't do that anymore because now they've got what's his name from San Francisco, Deebo Samuel.
Oh, Deebo, yeah, Deebo probably does what he, yeah. Deebo probably takes those snaps. All right, so I mean, if you're talking about guys who could go off a week, like a couple times a year, there's Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
What do the Steelers do if they don't get Rodgers? Like, do they go after like Mariota or something like that?
I think they trade for Kirk Cousins.
Unless you want to consider the fact what Rodgers says, like, oh, all the other quarterbacks do well and I do when I suck.
Yeah, I know.
Because he would stack with Freiermuth.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we have 3 quarterbacks already. We Jalen Hurts. Like, how often is Rodgers going to overtake Hurts?
I mean, you could easily see Daniel Jones instead of Richardson. So, which is an actual possibility. Yeah,
I just don't want to take a 4th quarterback when we have Hurts already. Like, it just doesn't seem like that's going to ever overtake him. You know. So I'm looking at Amari Cooper could sign around 20. Why not? Who else is here? We're up on the clock. There's Roman Wilson, who's the receiver 2 right now. There's Gabe Davis. He could sign. Where's Valdez Scantling? Anyone stand out to you? We have 15 seconds.
No, not really.
Of these 4, who do you like the most?
Oh, yeah, Scantling. Yeah, he can go deep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
let's go with Valdez Scantling.
I think he's like the perfect 20th round pick, just because they don't have much at receiver outside of Smith and Jigba. Like, there's Cooper Kupp, obviously, but he's so old.
They're just gonna say go. They're just gonna tell him go deep. Is all they're gonna tell him to do.
Yeah. I mean, you just need.
He'll be the Jake Bobo. Oh yeah, we could play Jake Bobo.
I'd rather have MBS though. He just has so much more potential, and like he has we just need 2 or 3 games this year where he gets 18 plus fantasy points, which I believe he did last year. Let's look at the stats. He had this run last year. Okay, so he had a 28 and a 16-7. And he barely played before that, and then Derek Carr got hurt, so he could have had some more decent games. I think there's a decent chance this year he has 16 plus in three games, maybe 4, and that's what you want. And he'll have a bunch of zeros, but I don't care. Round 20, that's what I want. I want 3 games where he goes for 16 plus. That's what. Who else could do that in round 20? You have let's see here. Let's look at the round 20 picks. Zach Moss, he's injured. He may not even make the team. Well, this actually kind of like Will Disley. By the way, Higbee did not get drafted. Wow.
We should have picked him.
Yeah, I mean, we have 3. That's that. I don't understand. Whatever. Will Disley's kind of like he's like the poor man's Higbee, because they got a tight end, they got Conklin, but he's a blocking tight end, so Disley's still going to do some stuff. I guess is okay. Hunter Renfrow, what's the upside there? He's not going to do anything. Jordan Whittington, if one of the if Nakua goes down, I think he could do well, but I'd rather take someone else. Alan Lazard, no Rodgers, forget about it. There's Aaron Rodgers, so was his 4th? That was his 3rd quarterback, so I guess he needed that. Elijah Mitchell, I think that has potential. I kind of like that pick. We had MBS. There's De'Ami Brown. It's not going to do anything. Roman Wilson, I kind of like a little bit, but I don't know, but the upside's there. But round 20, I think that's fine. And then Elijah Arroyo, this guy took 3 tight ends at the end. There's only 3 tight ends, so this guy's no respect for the position. He just took 3 tight ends at the end. And then Taj Brooks, around 20. So if Moss is cut, Brooks might be the RB2. So I don't mind that pick either. But I think of all the round 20 picks, except for maybe Elijah Mitchell, we had the guy with the most upside. So so I'm a fan of that. So let's review our team. We started double running back, which I normally don't do. It's very rare for me to do that, but we're experimenting here. So we took Genty and Jacobs, and then took Kenneth Walker a little bit later. I think this is fine if you go double running back. I just think that instead of Walker, I wish we went with one of these 3 receivers. I'd be more comfortable with that. And then round 8, we could have taken Pacheco in round 8. So instead of Walker, we go Addison or Olave or Dunze. And then round 8, instead of Pittman, we go Pacheco. I think that would look better, personally. But as far as our other running backs, we have Hill, Shipley, and Lloyd as potential sleepers. Quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, hoping that he carries us with Devontae Smith. And then Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. The receivers are Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Khalil Shakir, Michael Pittman Jr., Rashad Bateman, Alec Pierce, Dontavian Wicks, and MBS. Not the best receiving core you're ever going to see, but there is some upside there at the end. And then tight end, we took Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, and Pat Freiermuth. So not a bad tight end core. So how do you think we did for this experimental draft that we were doing here?
I think for leverage, it's kind of interesting because if you're doing everything that everyone else is going to be doing, you're just going to be. Sure, you're going to get to a point, but then what are you playing for? Sometimes these leverage plays kind of just help you get you some luck.
Yeah. I think that's anytime you do large scale contests on DraftKings or FanDuel, and it does pay to be different because if you're different and whatever you're aiming for works out. For example, in the Super Bowl, Saquon Barkley is the highest owned player in DFS. I believe that's true. I'm talking out my butt here, but I believe that was true, right? Like Barkley is probably like the highest owned guy in the showdown, and he had a bad game. Like he was not in the winning lineup. So if you faded him, you did really well. Now, like if you're playing like smaller fields, then I wouldn't have faded him. But like super large fields, anyone who faded him did really well, and anyone who played him probably didn't cash because he was so expensive. So yeah, that's kind of what you have to do here. And like in this contest, I believe there's like going to be like 120,000 people in this, maybe even more. I don't know if I have the exact number here. I'm going to look it up, but yeah, anytime you have that that sort of volume in a contest, you need to be different. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was way off. It's 882,000 people. So
well, I've been in leagues too where I've been in like second rounds too. Like, okay, my team moves on, and then like, sure, I got enough points to move on, but I've got so many injuries, like I can't get anywhere. Where like if you got like running backs, like it's like, okay, instead of starting at 0, maybe I'm starting at 30 or something like that. It's like, okay, at least I'm not like trying to get like this fringe wide receiver to hopefully get double-digit points, where instead I'm like, okay, I'm starting at 30 or 40 points or whatever, and so I know that like compared to this person, like I just need this to happen, and I'm already miles ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you need a lot of luck with with injuries. If you have a lot of injuries, you're not going to win. Like there are always injuries. Like last year, I had some teams that looked awesome at the beginning because I drafted J.K. Dobbins in like round 13 all the time. And then I took Justin Fields in round 16 all the time just because I thought he'd have a decent chance to start. And like he was starting the first, 5 weeks. And then and Dobbins is going nuts. And I had a lot of teams in the first place. And then Fields got benched and then Dobbins got hurt. And then those teams kind of fell out of first place. Still made the playoffs in some of those leagues, but it kind of hurt. You just never know. It's a long season. You need stuff to go your way, and you need to draft well. So you need a lot of luck. But that's another reason why it pays to be different.
I wonder if that would be an interesting strategy too, because I know there was a strategy for a while that people were. What is the championship week? Is it week like 17 or something? I think it's week 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, let's say that like there's a strategy of people saying I'm going to draft the best matchup for week 17. That's going to be my focal point of my drafts because I'm going to assume that if I can get all the way there, I'm in the best possible position to win if I'm in the finals. But people forget that to get to the finals, you still have to get to round 2 and then round 3. So what if you look at like, okay, what's the hardest round to get to? Like, what is it? Well, if it's round 2, like if you can get there in round 2 and then you're in 3, then you're just like, okay, maybe you look at those and you just like hope to like, okay, I'm in the finals. Let Jesus take the wheel sort of thing and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually interesting you say that because I put way more emphasis on week 15 and week 16 than week 17. My thinking is that, look, if you get to week 17, you're going to win a lot of money no matter what. And, hopefully you get some luck and, some of your other opponents have injuries and whatnot. You never know. Because as long as you're in the championship, you have the best chance. And my strategy is like get the best 15, 16 matches possible and just, like you said, just let it ride at the end. The
comment that just said, large field is always finals, which is true. But like, I mean, when we first started doing some of these drafts together too, I was saying like, what if you picked like a Christian Watson? Like, okay, he's going to do nothing for the entirety of the season, but what if he comes back week 15, 16, 17? No one drafted them. You got him in round like 20, just as a filler pick because you were happy with your draft. And then let's say he goes off in just 1 or 2 games because he's on design plays. He goes off for like 2 for 52. I mean, like that is golden for a round 20 pick. Like there's your flex play right there, and no one else has. It's a slam dunk sort of thing. I mean, obviously, it's who knows what could happen.
Yeah, no, I mean that's you want guys like that in general. That's why like MVS I think is someone who fits the bill too, and you don't have to worry about him not playing. That's the problem with Watson is like, yeah, like you're not going to get anything out of him until late, and you don't even know if he's even going to play this year. Like first of all, like and second, like you have Golden there who's going to take his snaps. So, but like you never know. Like what if Golden does pan out?
And like anyone that picked Jameis Winston last year was probably just like, oh, I got a consistent fantasy player for doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how I felt with Justin Fields in round 16. It's like I thought like, hey, I think it's like 50-50 Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields, and Fields is going around 16. And if it is Fields, he's going to go off. And like it worked at the beginning. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out. I don't know why Tomlin didn't go back to him because like Russell Wilson was awful at the end, but it's something like that makes sense. It's just why you draft like the upside at the end. Don't draft like guys who are not going to do anything like Hunter Renfrow. Like that's not going to win you anything. Jordan Whittington's probably not going to win anything. Alan Lazard not going to win you anything. Like Nick Whisper-Kikine, I know he had 9 touchdowns last year. It's not going to win you anything. Raheem Mostert, it's not going to win you anything. Like it's like there's so much trash here at the end. Whereas like you could just draft high upside players and help you win. And like, look, they may not do anything, but these are late round guys. Like either do nothing or they help you win. Whereas like those other guys, they either do nothing or do nothing. Like it just you want to swing for the fences at the end. Don't take guys who are just super mediocre and it just will give you 5 points per game. Like you're never gonna win like that way, getting 5 points.
Unless it's like a tight end and you're like, oh good, he made a goal line touchdown. It's like, okay, here's your 7 points sort of thing, which is like it's fine. Like you're filling a void for the tight end in that case, so that you can get boom bust on everything else. But like if you're trying to pick a wide receiver that's going to get you a goal line touchdown, I mean, you're probably already losing if that's in your final lineup.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. And you need 3 tight ends anyway, so you need at least 3 of every position. And Hoogie Hames says Higbee drafted under 5%. He is a big leverage play. I feel like I'm that 5%. He's my highest owned player. I keep drafting him like late around 18, 19, 20, or not 20, usually around 18, 19. I feel like I'm holding that up. Like if you take out my entries, he's probably like 2%. So I definitely have I definitely have the highest share of Higbee ever like out there. So I'm happy with it. I think he's great. So that's awesome. Anyway, I wanted to before we head out, look at a couple teams. Not like I'm not going to diagnose every team. Just there's a couple things that stand out to me. There are 3 teams with only 2 quarterbacks. Blashy Buckets, who took Burrow and Caleb Williams, which probably will be fine, but come those bye weeks, could be in trouble. R.J. Fuller, who drafted Lamar Jackson and J.J. McCarthy, same thing with him. And then our friend Hooks, who took Baker Mayfield and Bryce Young. He definitely has the worst quarterbacks there. That's really bad. Hooks, by the way, ended up with 10 receivers. 10. Again, I said like if you start 6 receivers in a row, don't draft receivers until like the final round, just because you need depth or whatever. He ended up with only 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. His tight ends are Tyler Warren and Cade Otton, and then it's just the rest of his team is kind of bad. Dobbins is not even on the team right now. Why take Jalen Tolbert? What's Jalen Tolbert going to do? Like, just draft a third quarterback or something. Draft a third tight end. Zach Moss is injured. Like this guy is clearly not going to win this league. He's going to get some wins, with not wins, but some points with these receivers. But overall, like he's really going to struggle when it comes to the bye weeks. And then our friend who took all those Denver running backs, he ended up with 8 running backs. 3 from the same team, only 5 receivers, but he took 4 tight ends, which we discussed before. I don't understand. He took a bunch of rookies too. He took Hampton, he took Harvey, he took Higgins, and then he took Ferguson and Monagai too. And Rodgers is not on the team. We assume he will be, but still, this guy probably not going to win either. So I feel like this is not a 12-team league. This is like a 9-team league. So 1 in 9 chances is not too bad, right? Anything else stand out to you before we head out?
I think that Chase 08-13 team seemed kind of interesting. Judkins seemed kind of like, if we're talking about like rookies, like you, it seems like you got way too many rookies on that team, like Judkins, Scatterboo. I mean, he's already got Travis Hunter on there as well.
Yeah,
So
Loveland.
and Loveland, like I don't know, like it from the
Sure.
beginning it looked really strong, and then now it was just like, kind of like, now that you look at it, it's like that's really, you're really hoping on a miracle on that team now.
Yeah, Shador Sanders as well. Like, what's there's a lot of bad picks here.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
it
I mean,
started out really well, and then it just took a nosedive.
yeah, I wasn't even too crazy about pairing Robinson and London together. Did he even get Penix? He did get Penix. Okay, so at least he did that. I don't love Romeo Dubs. Like, I feel like his upside's not amazing. Hopkins, this is an awful pick. Like,
That was terrible.
he had one good game last year in that Monday night game. He did nothing at the end. He had that horrible Super Bowl. And unlike Mark Andrews, talk about like struggling in your biggest game. Like, Hopkins is an old player. Like, he just has nothing left. Like, what's he going to give him there? That's a terrible pick. So was the Sanders pick. De'Ami Brown was a bad pick. Dubs I think was a bad pick. Hollywood Brown not great. Like, he doesn't have great upside either. Loveland, not crazy about Loveland there. So yeah, I just this team overall is not looking good either. So it's probably another team we can scratch off that's not going to win. So yeah, maybe this is an 8-team league. We keep going down the numbers here. So I think we have a decent chance to win this. You know, obviously we need injury luck and stuff. We need Genty to do well. We need our hurt stack. We need if AJ Brown goes down, this team's gonna look really good. Yeah, overall, I think the team looks pretty good. I think we have a decent chance to win. I don't know for the best team. I haven't looked at every team, but I think we have a chance. So, yeah. Anyway, who has I take Higbee some even in 18-round format? Yeah, I've been taking him around 18 or 19. I don't understand why he's going so late. We can talk about Higbee until like it's just kind of like blue in the face here. Just I don't understand it, but whatever. I mean, it's good leverage for us, so I'm not complaining. Anyway, that's about it. We're gonna draft more this week. We're gonna have Kenny on tomorrow. We're gonna have a special guest on Thursday. Like I said, he loves Jack Betch. He's gonna talk about him and some other guys, get his feedback. And he's pretty. He's scheduled out again. I don't want to like confirm it, but he's a big name on YouTube. So we'll see what he has to say. And he doesn't do a lot of best ball drafts, so it's kind of be like foreign territory for him. But he's he does really well with fantasy overall. So we'll get his feedback, and then Saturday with Tom. Tom was back from his work stuff that he had to do. He had a work trip, so he's gonna be back. So full schedule this week. But yeah, I hope you guys like the show. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below. Share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. Check out walterfootball.com for tons of content. And Butters, where can people follow you? And and want to talk about maybe coming back next week?
Yeah, I'll probably be coming back here next week for the U.S. Open for golf. Hopefully, Nuggets can join us here as well. If you want to follow me, it's Butters326 DFS on Twitter. Even though the credit is all for you here, Walter. So.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, follow Butters326 DFS on Twitter for sure. I can't wait to do the U.S. Open show with you guys. It's always a blast to have you and Nuggets on. Always a lot of fun.
And we'll definitely for sure be doing more first round leader bets on that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, we hit it with Johnny Vegas, right? That was we mentioned it on the show. Johnny Vegas. Do you remember his odds for that?
I think he was 120. I think he was 12,000.
plus 12,000. Plus 12,000. He's 120 to 1. I think that's true. And if you watch that show, if you go back and watch the show, I'm looking to see because Nuggets posted that he had it. He actually bet it. It was no, he has it here. It was even better than plus 12,000. It was plus 50,000. It was 500 to 1. Johnny Vegas 500 to 1. First round leader in the PGA Championship. look, we called it, not me. I'm gonna say we. You guys called it. You and Nuggets called it. And if you, which Nuggets again, he sent the screenshot of the bet. He bet $10. He won $5,000 with that. Can you imagine if he bet $100? That's be insane. So yeah, I mean, look, we're gonna have some good bets here. Good DFS suggestions next week for the U.S. Open, the third major of 4 for golf. So I can't wait for that. Like I said, I love having you guys on the show. It's so much fun, especially whenever there's shenanigans with Nuggets. You just never know what's gonna happen. It's kind of like just random stuff that happens, but it's always a lot of fun. Last comment, Mike says, "Yep, swing for the fences or strike out with those late picks." Oops, wrong sport. exactly. Yeah, same concept. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you then.
Yep, we'll talk to you later.